Okay, we're live.
Yay!
Yay. With a whole bunch of us here tonight.
I know. We've got a whole gang.
Means we'll have no viewers because everybody's on the live stream.
That's right. These are all the people that watch.
Here, I'll go
Wait,
and-
2 people are on.
It's weird from this side because I can't see that. I can't see the people.
Oh yeah,
Oh, really?
because
Okay.
because she's just a guest.
Oh, gee, whatever.
You can't. I don't think you can make her that, right?
I don't know.
No, it's all right.
I
No, it's
should
all
have.
right.
You know what you're doing with this.
Yeah, I'm still new at this.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I'll be a guest.
Not used to being a guest.
So
Oh, is
There's
this a
your
Disney
banner.
Crush podcast?
it's everybody's
It's
podcast.
everybody. See, ours is in the upper right hand corner, and then you've got the big logo at the bottom.
Okay.
Because this technically was originally your week.
Yeah, it's our week, but it's okay.
It's all right. Now we'll just flip it over, so
Yeah.
If you
so you can have next week.
want to, if you want to, Annie should be back. Well,
We'll
If
we'll
not,
figure
I'll
it out.
see you.
It's not that
Mhm.
technical.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
Dan Austin is here.
Hello.
Hello, Dan. So we're going to go a little bit off book tonight and
Yes.
talk about Give Kids the World.
Mm-hmm.
So since Karen and Veronica got to be VIPs last week, and I got to sit on a tractor all morning.
Well, you
I
were
just-
supposed to be a VIP.
You don't want to know what I was doing last Thursday. It had to do with a dead body. So.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
No, thank you. I want to
There.
talk about something that. Oh, look at that. That's me.
There.
I want to talk about the pirate hats that you guys had. Those looked legit.
They were fantastic.
Well, that's.
I need to go grab it.
Oh, you should have been wearing
I
it.
know. I'm going to go get it. Hold on. I'll be right back. Well, there. Yeah.
These pirate hats.
Yes, but I'm going to go get mine.
Those looked legit. Those were like serious pirate hats.
They're pretty cool. Yeah. They and free swag.
Yeah.
So they got pirate hats and press passes and a media guide.
Amazing.
There was supposed to be a digital version of that media guide that we were going to put a link out to, but nobody's given it to me yet to do that. So hint, hint. But yeah, they got cool pirate hats.
Ooh, look at Veronica.
I know. It's like she was born for the hat. Oh wait,
Yeah.
there we go.
I was born for the hat.
Yes.
That's legit. That is so
Yeah,
cool.
it's like a felt,
Yeah, it's like
You know,
it's like a real piratey felt hat.
and they put their serendipity logo on the side, which
Mhm.
is
The name of the
what
ship.
the area is. Yeah, the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And
Very
they had like a lot of characters.
Yes, there was a special character that we all know who was
Yeah,
a
we'll
pirate.
get there. But
Mhm.
yeah, somebody like Disney Crush famous
Yes.
was one of the pirates.
Well, and actually, I will say all of you all who could not be there with us were also famous.
There were a lot of flats,
Yes, there were a lot of flats there.
flat Torians and Scots and Dave and
And Kevin
Curtis Allen, Kevin Curtis Allen, Kevin Curtis Allen. So I'm gonna let everybody in on a secret. We recorded with Kevin
Sunday
Sunday morning,
bright and early Sunday morning.
and oh no, we lost Tony Ann.
Yeah.
She needs to
Oh,
come back
she's
before I
coming
tell
back.
this story.
Yes, she does. She's coming back.
So Tony Ann, we recorded with Kevin Sunday morning,
Yes.
and
He
we got
told me.
done. He told you? Did he tell you the whole story?
Yep. He didn't record very well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Apparently, it didn't record at all on his end. So
Yeah.
fortunately, I had. So Kevin needs to Kevin Curtis Allen, Kevin Curtis Allen, Kevin Curtis Allen before he starts podcasts.
I actually told him that he should say my name, but
Oh,
There we go.
There. Yes.
That's probably more appropriate.
Right. But Scott said, yeah, we'll go ahead and record. And then all of a sudden we were, an hour and 10 minutes into it, almost over. He
Yeah.
goes, I don't think
He
it's
goes,
recording.
The numbers aren't going up. Like, oh no. So fortunately, we had a backup.
Yes.
So,
That's awesome.
and it also
Well-
takes a really long time to email one of those files. So they had mermaids.
Yes, we had there was mermaids. And by the way, it was a beautiful day, but oh my goodness, was it hot.
Mm.
My head was soaking wet underneath this hat.
It's like a felt hat.
Yeah, it's
so
a real.
I'm guessing it doesn't breathe very well.
Yeah, and I mean, and then they also had like kids ones that were kind of Jack Sparrow, Captain Jack Sparrow looking that they were giving to the kids because they were a little bit smaller head ones, but they're pretty cool.
Very cool.
Very cool. So I guess I could start talking about it now.
Yeah, why don't you start talking about it now?
Okay, sorry. All right. So
Like, tell us what you did.
what we did. Well, first, when we got there, because, well, I think everyone knows. Well, why don't you explain the email that you had sent that got us all involved with that? Why don't you kick it off that way?
So I was hanging out with my friends and Bud and Miller and
yeah.
and I just sent an email to Give Kids the World and ask if somebody could come on and talk about what they do, because we're doing a fundraiser for the cool tumblers that
Mhm.
Uli has one of.
Yes.
And there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And they replied back like really quick with, "Oh, our president and CEO would love to come on. And why don't you guys come over for this grand opening of this area and you can interview her there?" We were like, holy cow. So we were all scrambling to try to figure out who could go over there. And so Karen and Veronica went.
Yes. And you were supposed to go, but unfortunately you couldn't.
Well, I wasn't going to go, and then I was going to go, and then I
Mhm.
didn't go.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it really was that, because it was as of what, Monday you weren't going, Tuesday you could,
Yeah.
and then Wednesday I can't.
Yay, Dan.
Yay, Dan. Actually,
Man, I saw you're going to have to take out a second mortgage.
yeah, for all the t-shirts and the tumbler. Yeah. So Veronica and I went over there separately because it was, makes more sense. We drove over there separately, and, we get it to Give Kids the World, because all of a sudden we come back and we're like, it's this whole village, because I had never been there. And so we're like, yes, we're here for the media event, and please come on back. So we get up to go check in, and they give us our media passes with our names on it and the nice little summer, I guess, brochure handbook thing that they provide. There was an insert that had a like the digital media pass thing, and apparently I lost mine, but Veronica sent me a copy of it, which gave the stock photos, that they were using for their digital event. So we go in, and they actually walk us back to the. Yes.
She does great work.
Yes, she does do great. It is hard to figure out which direction you're pointing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. That's so confusing.
So they walked us back to the pool area, which was just, you walk back walk past the welcome center, the town center, all of that, and they gave us these fantastic hats, which Veronica is modeling beautifully there.
Mm-hmm.
And they have this beautiful pool, a huge deck opened up. They have a big splash area, and then this huge ship, the Serendipity ship. So first we'll show like one of the pirates that was, entertaining us as we're walking in. And it's this beautiful ship that they're dedicating. I was really surprised at how big the pool deck area was. But then I thought that this is where they do events. They show movies on the ship. They have like a little type luau things depending on the type of year.
Mhm.
They have food there, and they have to allow spaces for wheelchairs and things like that.
So a little background.
Mhm.
I think they have 164 villas there.
Mhm.
And for those who don't know, Give Kids the World Village was started basically because Mr. George, I think. No, Henry
Henry.
Landworth.
Landworth, yeah.
Yeah. Heard about a kid who was going through Make-A-Wish to come to Disney and they couldn't get him a hotel room. And so he decided that wasn't going to ever happen again. And he opened up this Give Kids a World Village. So like all the Make-A-Wish kids that want to go to Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, even Busch Gardens, they bring them down, they house them there, they give them some souvenirs, they provide a rental car for the family, all right there. So there's all these different play areas, and Serendipity is the new one.
Right. And actually in on top of what you said is the way it actually started, because Pam actually, when I did interview, she went into detail that originally it was Make-A-Wish and it took them about 3.5 weeks to be able to get the family together to be able to bring them down.
Right.
And in that time, unfortunately, the child had passed away. So he said, that's never happening again. If we have to, we can turn around in 24 hours. We have their full itinerary done. Their entire family comes with them. Everything is paid for. The plane tickets, the rental car to get them there, whatever parks they want to go to. If they want to go to SeaWorld, if they want to go to Universal, if they want to go only to Disney, everything is covered. They give them money to even buy souvenirs, everything. All their food is covered, everything. They said nothing is out of pocket. They just want the family and the kids to be able to feel like they have a week that they get to be normal.
Right.
So it was just, so that's kind of what started it. And then he realized that putting him up at the hotel wasn't working. So then they started building the village.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah. So basically what this whole dedication is that they, sorry. Oh,
Still can't find the screen.
what are you waving at?
Tom Ellison.
Yes. This whole dedication is that they built a brand new ship called the Serendipity. And the reason they had to build this new ship, this is now their third ship. The first two were donated previously from SeaWorld. And due to weather, hurricanes, age, the ships basically deteriorated.
Wow.
So they went to their basic beneficiary group, which I have to look up what their name was. I cannot remember, so I apologize. Just forgot their name.
Anyway.
Yes,
It's okay.
And they went to them and said, all right, we need to build a new ship. The ship is basically become deteriorated. And they're like, how much do you need? They said, well, to build it correctly, we want to build it so it's going to pretty much last for 20 years. And they're like, 1.5 million. They go, okay, here's money. So they built this whole incredible ship. They actually had the design, the guy who designed it had a fingerprint on every part of that ship, talk about it. And he came up there and did a speech, said, this is my legacy. He goes, this ship will be here long after I'm gone. So, but it was built out of aluminum, a high grade aluminum. And then they put all of the sculpting around it for the ship. It's obviously fully handicap accessible. It has a digital screen on it, which I'll just show the big picture of the ship here. Here's like the digital screen that it has on it. Veronica has a really cool picture. I got to find it here of the ship. This is the construction of it when they were putting it together. So this is the back end of it. And it has all these alcoves. They can go in and, play games in there. It has the sound system is all built completely into the ship. So when they have the digital, movies, and because they watch movies out there, it has the speakers. So it just plays all the sound in surround sound. So here's actually a drone picture of the ship. I know, it's pretty cool.
That's bigger than the ship at Raymond James.
Yeah. So, and it was just really, really cool, seeing it. Then she did like the whole dedication in there was a 20-minute dedication between her. They had the people from the endowment fund and the builder. It was 20-minute dedication, and they at times it got a little emotional.
Mm-hmm.
So, because she went into detail about some of the characters that are on the ship. So I'm going to show some of the pictures of the characters. So this is the front of the ship. So there was pirates all around. Actually, I need to get back to this one because this one was fun. There was pirates, but if you notice, they're really tall because they're on stilts. So it was just really cool how they're walking around. And as you see, there's all 4 of the Flat Stanleys are in the picture because they wanted to hold them. They were very adamant about holding the Flat Stanleys. So Tony, you were there. So you feel the love, don't you?
Absolutely.
So, but they have a beautiful pool. See how, it's a huge pool, and they have fountains all going into the pool. There was mermaids all through the pool with the kids. There was obviously more pirates. It's not a great picture of the pirate that I'm speaking of, but here the mermaid had her tail on, so she had to be taken around on a wheelbarrow.
That's really funny.
I know, it really is funny because all of a sudden I'm like, what does he have in the world? Oh, he's got the mermaid. So then they actually did she did an incredible, talked everything. And she talked about some of the areas, some of the things on the ship, that is a seahorse on the front of the ship. There's a turtle, which he looks like Crush. There's a crab. Then here's the better picture of the seahorse. And then there's a play area. It's a water, it's like the splash pad. Thank you. And each of these were dedicated to 4 different children. So, and they had, like one of them is, they showed the picture of this little boy, of the little boy that he was named after. And he literally, the face looked just like him. It was just, it was, yeah. So it was, and then they had the mothers come in for the dedication as well. So it was very pulling at the heartstrings, you know?
Right.
So, because Veronica and I were looking at each other, she goes, don't cry. I'm like, no, I won't.
I won't if you won't.
So, it was they're telling story of each of the kids. They had the pictures kids up on the screen while they're talking about each of the kids. And, so, it's kind of like, okay, try not to cry. But it was just really neat. So they have that legacy there. Let's see here. What picture is that? Okay. So this is the big panoramic one that Veronica was able to take after everyone had left. So it's just a really impressive ship. And all the details on it, like on the, captain's wheel, there's a pirate and he's actually interactive. If you go up to him, he actually talks to you. Cool. So, and then each of the, like this big pot that's on here and the speaker on the box on the other side are the speakers. So they're very integrated. So it's not like they're standing out or going to get knocked over or anything. So it was very neat. Here's the splash pad area. I just thought it was beautiful. It's nice and opened up so the kids can go in and really enjoy themselves.
It looks like a Disney resort.
Yeah. The colors are so bright and vibrant inside that entire village. So, but then after all of that, everyone departed and there was still families there enjoying themselves. Then we asked Pam if we could interview her, which we did, which ended up being about a 4.5-minute interview. She was very gracious to be able to, there were some other people there doing some other filming. And I'm like, why don't we go in the shade and do this? Thank you. So I showed her the tumbler and she was very excited about it. And she's like, that's so wonderful. So, but it was just, had her kind of talk all about Give Kids the World. They are bringing back the the Christmas thing with the lights.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, you know why Disney doesn't do the Osborne family lights anymore?
Well, they gave them to give kids the world, right?
Because
Yeah.
they donated to give kids the world. Yeah.
That's part of their million lights.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they are doing it again this year, which is really cool. So I'm very excited about that because we didn't get to go last year. So I definitely want to plan a trip over there. So
Yeah.
then Veronica and I, after the dedication, everyone kind of left. We wandered around a little bit. So I do want to show you this because the pirates were definitely taking care of the Flat Stanleys.
Oh gosh.
So, and if you notice the pirate next to Veronica on her face, what we're looking at, her right, well, our
All
right,
right, her left.
that is
Holding Dave.
Holding
Holding
Dave is Equity Ben. It's Ben.
Yep.
So, and this guy, the other two were hilarious. So, I have some film of the four of them all interacting, and it was just, it was, and then at that point my phone overheated, so it actually shut off. So, yeah, I think
Yeah, they had big plans when they went over there, and both their phones kept turning off because it was so hot.
it was so hot, and then
Oh,
in
gosh.
taking a 20-minute video, and the sun was just glaring on the face of the phones, so it just overheated it. So, but luckily I got these pictures just before it shut off, so which was good. So then we had to let the phones cool off a little bit. But these
Dave
guys
got to
were
meet his idol.
Yeah.
yes, we did, and actually we met Rudy. That's
Crazy-
somebody
crazy
that
for Disney.
yes.
He's from
Oh,
Crazy
right,
for
right.
Disney, Rudy Claus.
Yes.
Rudy Claus.
So Veronica talked with him for quite a while. Like we got some pictures on her phone of that too, but I don't think we included that. So then we started wandering around a little bit, going back out to the parking lot, but we figured we'd look at some of the buildings. One of the buildings they have is called the Star Tower. So it's actually in the shape of actually Sorcerer's Apprentice hat. It's kind of the shape. It has some stars on it, but it's a different color. So, but inside of it, and each of the, when you realize how many kids have been through there, and families have been through there when you go inside, because each star has a child's name on it.
Wow.
And when you walk in, this is what you see: is there's stars, and they have it broken down so they know what area they're at, so the families can come back and look at the stars and that type of thing. So they have it all broken down by a last name or a date. I'm not quite sure how they have it broken down, but this entire building is full of stars. They're all over the ceiling and the walls. And then the tall part of the hat, it goes all the way up, and it looks like, I guess like clouds. Those are all individual stars as well that go all the way up. So we tried to get I tried to get, close-up pictures so you can actually see that they're all individual stars. And they either wrote their name on it or they wrote something that mattered to them along with the date. So it's just one of those, it was kind of like, wow. Seeing
Do they know how many kids they've helped over the years?
I was actually just looking that up because I read it earlier.
Yeah, it's over 176,000.
Wow.
Is what she told me in the interview. So she didn't have an exact number, but it was over 176,000. So yeah, it's just amazing. I mean, that they've been able to do this for for these kids and families.
Are they fully reopened now, Karen? Or
The website says 15% capacity right now.
Right.
okay.
So, but they're doing everything, but they have, very limited staff.
So that's actually, here it says the last thing they gave in 2017, they helped 7,848 families. So just in that year.
Per year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And from 86 to 2017, they were at 158,821.
Right. So it's just,
From the U.S. and 24 other countries.
yeah, it's global. It's not just U.S.
Oh, that was 24 countries in 2017.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so they have all this little interactive items inside this, inside the Star Tower as well. It was just really cute. Then outside of the Star Tower, connected to it, is this tree. He snores. The tree actually snores. So we thought it was pretty funny. Then here's actually from across the street, this is the pool area. So they have like sandcastle built into the ground. So you can see it's actually pretty, just the pool area we were at. So you can see it's pretty, substantial.
Yeah, pretty huge.
Yeah.
Right.
Then they had, kind of like Disney does, they have the bricks in the sidewalk.
Mhm.
Now, I'm not sure if this is just donations or if these are families. We didn't, again, we were kind of wandering on our own. So probably if we had a tour guide or something, they would have been able to give us more detail on that. So, but I thought they were very cool. Also inside the Star Tower, they have, actually, if you can remove the banner there for a second. These are chairs that the kids can be, they're the king and the queen of of that event or a day, and they get to go sit on sit on the thrones. And again, there's still the stars all up above it.
Awesome.
Yep. And then they put up a little media thing. So Veronica and I took our pictures with the Flat Stanleys. So everyone was with us.
Kind of their version of a purple wall.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if I could only describe how warm I was, it was unbearable.
I was going to say, you have long sleeves in summer in Florida.
Well, actually, but no, it was a real super thin shirt,
Okay.
Mhm.
and it was kind of open on the top part of the back, but it was just warm. It was warm. So, and then I had a couple other pictures here of like the mast when they're putting up the digital display. And then obviously we showed you this one when they're, had kind of lowered it into that. The drone picture, and then them sitting there watching a movie. Just kind of it was a media picture, but
Those
just
are
so you could see
official
how it's set up.
mascots, I think. The
Yes.
bunnies.
Yes. So it was actually an amazing event. I'm really glad we got to go. And I'm not sure, Scott, if you've even listened to the interview. Have you?
Part of it.
Okay.
I've had a lot of editing to do the last few days, so
So
I'm working my way through all of it.
But she was very gracious, and then she was talking about ways to help donate and for volunteering.
Yeah, so volunteering, there were several people that asked about that.
Mm-hmm.
You can go onto their website, gktw.org, and there is a link for volunteer and a link then from there to click to apply. They basically want your name, address, phone number, birthday, that kind of thing. Nothing
I
really.
believe they do but I believe they do a background check if you're going to really be doing serious volunteering.
I would think so. One thing I did notice that I don't know why I didn't think about it, but there is a disclaimer on the website. It says if you're in need of community service hours within a specified time frame, we may be unable to accommodate you.
Right.
So, maybe it's high school students, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to do community service to graduate from Jesuit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a lot of that. Called in sick to high school my senior year a couple of times so I could get my community service done.
Oh, really?
When I went, we had to do 180 hours our senior year.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they dropped it to 75 the next year.
180 down to 75? Wow.
Yeah.
So do you have that one picture of the tumbler?
I do have.
Yes. So I know, Uli, you've been trying to put it up. but it's easier if we just put a regular picture up of the tumbler. So she was very impressed. She's like, oh my gosh, all these podcasts are going to support us. I'm like, yes, that's what, we came together as a group to do that. So, and we had mentioned to her the, what the cost is and that we're donating 100% of the profit towards Give Kids the World. So,
right.
And they came out. Go ahead, Tony.
I was just saying that's important for people to realize that Uli's doing this. She designed this her own time, and she's not making a penny on these.
Right.
And they came out just awesome.
Yeah. They were better than the pictures you posted of it. I know that's a terrible thing to say.
Well, no,
but,
those were mock-ups, so that's
right.
It's good that it looks better in person than it does.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's really cool that on them, when you go from column to column, they vary in sizes and vary in order. I thought that was really neat about how some of them, on each side, there's always one larger logo.
Yeah.
And
Is
she
there?
even, she even noticed that too. Well, no, but like on this one, I'm not sure which one it is because both of ours are about the same size. But then on the other side, the Give Kids the World has a bigger logo.
Okay.
On another one, the Geekin has a bigger logo. Another one, Brits.
I totally didn't notice that.
Yeah, I noticed that right away.
You're a boy.
Yes, he's a boy.
Yeah,
exactly.
but I used to do that for a living. It's the kind of thing I should recognize.
Yeah, no, he's a boy. So, yeah.
But I'm mostly seeing mine at like 4:00 in the morning when I'm putting coffee in it before I head out the door for work. So.
Oh, I see a ferret. I just
see
saw a ferret.
Yes. Here, let me move.
He's,
There, you can show
he's over there climbing on the shelf. He's like, hi. This is great. Hey, hi. Are you famous now? Are you famous? Are you going to give money to Give Kids the World? Are you?
I'll give some of my food.
I've got a boxer laying on my feet, but I had to put the other dog in the back in his kennel. So,
Yes, we always have to do that.
because he gets loud and hyper.
Yes. So, so what were we talking about? The
So
donate-
volunteering,
Yes.
you can go onto their website and sign up. So I know Travis and Kevin and Uli had all asked about that. So there's the answer to that. And they did tell us if we want to donate, actual items from the wish list. That actually, Tony, and you want to send that and we'll put it up? Did you say you found it? Okay.
Yeah, I've got it. Let me.
Trying to fix my hat.
But if we want to do that, that they will be very happy to take anything on the list.
Yes.
And they also have an Amazon affiliate deal. So you can go to their website and click the link to Amazon. I'm sure there's a different link and we can put that in the Facebook groups. But if you buy through that link, then they get part of the Amazon sale. That's a good way to help them.
Right. So even if you're not buying something for Give Kids the World, just whatever you're buying on Amazon, and if it's a pack of napkins or a color television, they get a portion of those proceeds without you doing anything. It's pretty cool.
Doing nothing but clicking a link. Yeah. Because
everybody buys on Amazon every day anyway. So
I'm getting a lot of boxes lately.
Same.
Lately. By lately, she means since COVID started.
I was buying Amazon before COVID.
That is true. But it wasn't digital printer. 3D printers. And
no, it wasn't a lot of filament or a lot of vinyl
it was batteries and
Scott, if you let me, I think. Let me find it. Because if you let me share.
Yes. Oh, there it is.
That screen that says Torian at the bottom. I can't bring it up. You've got to bring it up.
Got it. I clicked it.
So it's kind of hard to read, but it's everything from batteries, disposable cameras, autograph books, crayons, all the way up to big gifts like video games and landscaping supplies. I mean, they have ladders and rakes and things, but you can bring small things like ponchos. We all know where to get ponchos.
Yes, we do. Free cycle.
So,
if you've got a car when you're at Disney, you can put a lot of this stuff. get a lot of this stuff to them without even having to pay for it.
I know.
Yeah. Sunscreen and insect repellent, gifts for the kids, different toys and electronics, and stuff to help them go as an organization, to keep them going. Office supplies, mailing supplies, envelopes, paper clips, things like that, Post-it notes. It's a pretty vast list.
They have an amazingly, for something that honestly a year and a half ago I had never heard of.
Right.
Even though I live 60 miles from there.
Right.
They have a huge budget, and they are very, very highly rated with, I think it's GuideStar is like the ones that police charities.
Mm-hmm.
They're platinum, and they don't spend a lot of money in salaries.
No.
It all goes for operations and, what they do.
Right.
So,
and which is why they have a lot of volunteers too that help offset, those. And there's a number of volunteers that have been there for years, and they pretty much volunteer almost full time.
One thing I thought was interesting on the volunteer application is one of the questions is, are you a Disney cast member? Yes or no? They don't ask about any of the other parks. They ask about Disney.
They get some kind of credit with Disney. I think they get recognized by Disney for volunteering there. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, that would make sense.
They encourage their cast members to volunteer there. I also know that if a child gets there and is too sick to actually go to the parks, and they really want to meet a particular character, they will make it happen. He will come to the bedside if the kid's too sick once he gets there, and that happens because traveling takes a lot out of them when they're that sick. So if they really want to meet Cinderella, they'll make it happen so that Cinderella comes to their little cottage. And I know those cottages they're kind of like villas, so it's kind of like staying at a DVC. You're not just in a hotel room.
Yeah, you're in like a home.
Right.
Makes you they want them to feel as comfortable and to be relaxed and be themselves, and not have to worry about anything, which is amazing.
And I know I was looking at who's on the board of directors, and it's an interesting mix. Jane Goodall, John Stamos, like it's an interesting little mix of people. Somebody who was an astronaut, and I can't remember who.
Wish they had been there.
But there is a representative from Disney on the board of directors, a representative from Universal, Walmart, Perkins, Boston Market. Perkins and Boston Market have restaurants on the property, but they aren't called. Yeah, but they aren't called Perkins or Boston Market, but they run the two restaurants on property.
Yeah.
And then there's also an ice cream parlor.
That's 24-hour-a-day ice cream parlor.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And they did have one thing on here, which was really cool. I think I forgot to put the picture back up. It's a merry-go-round. It's a 24-hour merry-go-round. And it actually, it has spots to put the wheelchairs into. So they lock in. And but they have horses, but they have the horses and the wheelchair ones, and it looks like they're in a carriage in the mount that holds the wheelchair. So I tried to get a picture of it. Let me see if I can find it again real quick. So I was like, oh, that is really neat. So
it is a very cool place, and everybody I've talked to has been like just so super friendly. It's crazy.
And it's not just kids with cancer, right? It's kids with any terminal,
any terminal,
anything,
life-limiting illness.
Yeah. So, can't find it here. That's not it's got to be a JPEG.
I know we've had some people buy tumblers that have said that they're Give Kids the World families, which means that I assume that means that they have kids or nieces or nephews or somebody who has been there, and it's just like,
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I can't find the picture that's going to load correctly, so I apologize.
That's okay.
So
we'll find it later.
Yes. So what else do we want to talk about with this?
Well, I just want to mention to our community, how we want to do for this organization. It's completely up to us as a community to decide if we want to do an event for G3 where we go over there. If we want to just continue to do fundraising. If you guys aren't interested, let us know, because you know it takes a lot of time. I'm getting ready to design a calendar. I took a couple of days off next week and work on it. If it's something you guys want us to do, but if you don't, let us know too. I know people have to be selective about what they spend their money on, especially in this economy right now. So if it's something you're interested in, let us know. But if you want to collect items to bring over during G3, we can do that. We'll have to work out the logistics. Or if you just want to purchase the stuff on Amazon and have it sent there, you could do that too. So
yeah, because we'll provide the links for everything for it. So, and we can
but we'd really like feedback from the community so we know what people want to do. Maybe people really want to go over and volunteer, or maybe people want to go over and take a tour, or maybe people just want to go to Galaxy's Edge for their whole trip, and that's okay too. It's your vacation.
It's okay. Yeah.
Right.
So, but
that's a really good point though, Tony. And as a community, is there interest in support and doing fundraising for Give Kids a World? Because I honestly didn't create this with Give Kids a World in mind. I created this because I wanted you guys, the Mickeyphile, the Disney Crush, the Geeks, and Brit's Guide to Disney Vacation Club. I have to hold it over here. I wanted you guys to have a tumbler that when you're drinking out of it, at work or whatever, and somebody says, "Oh, what's that?" You say, "Oh, it's my favorite Disney podcasts," and they're like, "Oh, cool." Yeah. And then it turned into the fundraiser thing, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, we've sold like 8 of these, and it's like almost heartbreaking, because of, and not because of me, because I was doing this anyway. All I did was add the Give Kids the World logo to it. But there's not a giant interest in it. And I was like, okay, it's because it's July. July is really tough for sales and stuff. Nobody's around. People are away for the summer and everything like that. The people who have them all have commented how amazing they are. These aren't, I don't know if you can tell, these are not decals. This is sublimation. This is on there for the rest of eternity. I don't recommend putting it in your, can't put it in the microwave because it's metal. I don't recommend putting it in a dishwasher because if you have a really hot dishwasher, because sublimation is ink that gets heated and then pressed really hard onto the tumbler. It's a special kind of tumbler. These aren't dollar store tumblers. They're hefty. They have a nice weight to them, and these are a 20-ounce size, and they come with a straw too. Yes. They cost $15 to make. I'm selling them for $30, so that's $15 going in. So that's $120 so far that we're donating, and that's $120 more than they had before we started this. But I honestly expected to be selling 100, if not 200 of these, just because everyone loves Disney. Everyone loves these podcasts, and maybe people don't know about Give Kids the World, and so maybe we had to tell them about it, and maybe now it'll start. But it's just such an amazing organization, and when you see how many kids that they help and that it's totally amazing. So I personally would be so interested in a calendar, Tony Ann, and I would buy 3 of them, and I would put them in different rooms in my house because I think it's such a great thing to do, But I hope that the community speaks up and says, yes, we want to do this, or no, we don't, because it is a lot of work to put into it, So, and it's hard when we live so far away to say, yeah, I would definitely love to dedicate a day to go volunteer over there when we're down there, but hopefully someday
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that people are on their vacation, and I get that. I do get that. Right. But if people want to bring stuff, if people do want to bring stuff to G3 and give it to us, or to give it to me or Scott and Karen, we can do it on a different day. We can come back in 2 weeks after G3 and bring it, and we'll take pictures for y'all. So whatever works.
Right. We have no problem doing that. Yeah. Or people just want to have it shipped to our houses. And we can take it over.
Well, we can send it to them.
Send it to them, or depending what they want to do.
All kidding aside, ponchos, you throw one more in your bag when you're coming down.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
pack of batteries, something like that.
Yeah.
And we'll collect them and definitely take them over there and take pictures so everybody can see, hey, look, it really got given to them. And,
Right.
you know,
I heard there was a stroller in the soda room at Animal Kingdom Mall, in the vending machine room.
For like a year. No, for 5 months we're at now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if somebody at Give Kids the World knows about the free cycle groups and knows that they could bring a van over and just circle the resort and take all this free stuff. I mean, they obviously can't take the food, but like all that other stuff.
Yeah, right.
Maybe we should tell them that.
That's funny.
What?
That would be such a great idea.
Because then at least it really is going to a good cause, you know?
Right.
But yeah, you know, so I had heard of Give Kids the World listening to Pete Werner, you know, and they've raised $1 million for him over the last however many years it's been. But I still didn't know what they did.
Hasn't stayed at Fort Wilderness and Drag on he promised. When they first started, he said when they raised $1 million, he would stay at Fort Wilderness in a tent in Drag, and he hasn't done it yet. I'm calling
And he even brought it up.
He needs to be called out on that one.
He brought it up when they got there last year, and he hasn't done it yet. That's right.
Who is that?
Pete Werner.
Pete Werner.
Who's that?
Yeah. He's
The Diz Unplugged.
The Diz Unplugged.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, so I know that they've raised a lot of money for him, but I still didn't know from listening to him what they did.
Yeah.
You know, which is why we wanted to do this and let everybody know what they actually do. I thought they were competition is not the right word, but a different version of, from what I was gathering, I thought it was a different version of Make-A-Wish, not that they work with Make-A-Wish.
Right.
Right.
You know.
I think that Kurt had a similar misunderstanding about it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Because I was the same way. I thought it was another type of Make-A-Wish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was still super cool.
I want you guys to see the kind of housing they make because it's adorable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that someplace, Karen? Or?
I'm sorry.
This, you have to put it on the screen.
You have to share her screen.
I'm authorized at the bottom there.
It's not coming up.
For some reason, this stupid control panel is like over her picture.
I only see the 4.
You don't see something else at the bottom?
No.
It says Torian.
Well, I see your picture, but I don't see the other one yet.
That's weird. All right.
I
just wanted to see the house.
Yeah, because I definitely want. Oh, here it comes. Okay, here it comes.
Oh, it's just slow.
Yeah.
It's so slow. So it's just a really quaint, adorable little village.
Yeah, it'll come up here eventually.
So.
And now that I know where they are, like I know I've driven by it 100 times and didn't really realize that's where I was.
Yeah.
Which is kind of good, right? It's kind of
good.
Yeah, I think so.
Out there, you know, that weirdos aren't crashing in and stuff, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it's not coming up.
It was thinking about it.
Yeah, it was thinking about it. Now it stopped thinking about it.
It's on the screen.
I don't see it.
I don't see it.
Weird.
Should I try to remove it and re-add it?
Yeah.
Or? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, take 2.
Yeah, we'll try this again. Yeah, it's not even, doesn't even look like it's thinking.
It's okay. It's okay.
Don't
worry about it.
We'll get it on Facebook.
Yeah, we'll get it on Facebook. So
anyway, so
okay. What else do we?
That's my extent.
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
Well, I've added to my countdown. Hoopty Doo hadn't run in 498 days either.
Yahoo!
Trams,
however, did you?
spas and Finding Nemo the musical.
Yes. However, did you hear that the Yachtsman is reopening?
Yeah, the Yachtsman and
and Columbia Harbor House and something at I have it here.
yeah, I think is it just me here? Is Columbia Harbor House the bigger deal and all that?
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Yachtsman.
to late at
Toledo Tapas
Yeah.
Steak and Seafood at Coronado and Pizza Fari.
Woohoo.
So
it was like and more. It was pizza. It was one more. It was pizza.
Yeah.
They couldn't just say and more. They said and more.
I know.
Well,
So Yachtsman and Toledo's Tapas Steak and Seafood and Columbia Harbor House are all August 5th, and Pizza Fari is August 2nd.
and you're right. They are really killing us with all the stuff that they're doing on Tuesdays nowadays.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right after it's
Yeah. Just as soon as we start editing,
Yeah.
then they open a bunch of stuff up.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So thank you, Tony Ann from
Thank you.
Tori
Oh, yeah,
Ann,
thank
sorry,
you.
from the Disney Crush podcast.
yes. And Uli.
And Uli, check her out at MKE Studios.
Mm-hmm.
My autocorrect didn't take over and change it to Mike this time. That was cool.
I know it's kind of cool. So MKE are my parents' initials, Margaret Klaus Eiserman, but it also kind of looks like Mike, and it also is kind of Mickey, So it all just serendipity,
Yeah, totally works out.
Serendipity.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. There you go.
Serendipity. See, that's serendipity too. So, I guess that's all we got this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So-
I
We'll
think
put
that's it.
feelers out on both of our pages, I think, to see what you guys are interested in actually doing
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could put up some
Yeah.
polls. Polls might
going
give some
forward.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, because we don't need to ask people to spend $1,000
Right.
for this, but
No.
We certainly would like to support them.
Yes.
They're worth supporting.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So, because there were some beautiful little kids over there, and it's just kind of a little heartbreaking, but
Yeah.
it's,
is.
it is what it is. But and they were having a blast seeing all these pirates and the mermaids, and the mermaids were out swimming with them, and it was just really cool. So yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. And then we'll figure out at some point who's going to be on this spot next week.
Yeah, that's okay. I have an idea for a show for next week, so if you guys need me to take over, I will. Yeah.
That would be cool.
Okay.
So, but we'll work all of that out.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
All right. Well, I
Yep.
guess that's about it.
Yeah. Thank
Good
you,
night,
everybody.
everybody.
Good night,
Good night.
everybody.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.